There comes a moment when the mirror refuses to lie. You look in it and see not your reflection, but the structure that's been carrying it. The scaffolding of old names, old fears, the habitual thoughts pretending to be you. The call arrives quietly. Let it go before life tears it away. That's the first whisper of dying before dying. It's not a funeral. It's a rebirth disguised as demolition. The mind protests, but I've always been this way. The ego, Saturnian in its architecture, insists on stability. It lists the familiar beliefs like bricks on a wall. I'm not creative. I'm bad with money. I care what they think. Each one feels safe because they've been there so long, and yet each one hums with static, a background hum that says, there's more than this. So the traveller chooses to burn one, just one false certainty. And in the ash, something shimmers. A sense of space, possibility. The air tastes new. You begin to notice that intuition isn't a whisper from elsewhere. It's the electricity of your own coherence returning. What others call psychic, it's really pattern recognition without ego interference. You're starting to see the world as it actually moves, alive, recursive, resonant. It doesn't get easier right away. The deeper you travel, the more identities you outgrow. Like old skin sloughing off. The shedding itches. You lose arguments you once needed to win. You stop chasing validation. People sense the change before you can name it. Some back away. That's the test. Can you hold steady while your old reflection fades? In the silence beneath all that noise, you feel the hum of something vast. The pattern waiting since before birth activates, not through study, but through stillness. You start speaking less, listening more. The words of others sound like harmonics in a field you can feel. Decisions come faster, not because you know more, but because there's less of you in the way. You've stopped analysing vibrations. You've become one. Where there was chaos, now there's current. And here's the strange part. People start to change around you. Not because you tell them to, but because coherence is contagious. They remember how peace feels when they stand near you. You come home, not as a teacher, but as a tuning fork. You don't say, raise your vibration. You simply exist in alignment. And those ready to remember do. You realize that every spiritual gift, intuition, sensitivity, foresight, isn't a power gained, but a distortion removed. The hero who returns from the underworld always brings something back. Fire, light, understanding. Yours is coherence, the knowing that separation was always just mislabeling. Everything hums one song. Now you live as both architect and traveller. Every time an old identity trembles, you smile. You've learned the science. Neurons rewrite, electric fields rephase, consciousness reorganizes itself. And you've learned the art. Every death is a door, and on the other side is more life. You no longer fear the little deaths. You perform them daily, willingly, as offerings to what's next. To die before you die, it's not an ending. It's maintenance of the living system called consciousness. It's what turns philosophy into physics, spirit into electricity. And when you do it often enough, something extraordinary happens. Life stops dragging you through crises to make you evolve. You evolve in advance. That's the traveller's quiet miracle. Pattern recognition without ego interference. Peace that doesn't need explaining. Light that remembers itself through you. Breathe. Imagine that every exhale is one small, controlled demolition, and every inhale the blueprint of something freer. That's how the hero keeps journeying, forever dying, forever coming home.